Hello and welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. Happy Friday. I hope you're well. Thanks for joining me, and let's get straight on in with this price action analysis. Now, I've left it quite late, which is why I'm a bit kind of Phantom of the Opera with only one half of my face showing. Sorry about that. Because I just wanted to see where CME was going to close its weekly candle before I go to bed, because I'm a bit sleepy. And you can see it's now closed its weekly candle at just call it 53.5. And on my Fibonacci retracement from this wick low to this wick high, that's the 0.5, which if you think about, even though 0.5 isn't really a Fibonacci number or derivative of, the 618 of course is, then, but if you just think of it more as like a profit and loss, that's the way I think about it, then if you entered here by some miracle and exited here by some miracle, sorry. If you entered here by some miracle and then were waiting to see what happened, well, at the 0.5 level, you'd still be like 50% up, right? So that's good. And clearly, the 618, well, then you're only 38.2% up. So, yeah, it's just people like the 0.5 level, I think, for that reason, that it's like almost like a marking scheme for the trade. I'm not bothered personally, but whatever. Now but the three areas of interest generally when you do a Fibonacci retracement are the 382, 0.5 and 618. So if it only retraces to the 382 after a move up, back to 382 and continues up, and that's key, and for it to continue in the same direction as the trend, it has to get above the current high. Then that would be a shallow retracement, sign of a strong trend. If it comes down to the 0.5, less strong, but again, has to get back above the high. 618, less strong again, but the premise or the general concept is still likely to then continue within the same direction as the original impulsive move, but that's contingent on it getting back above the high. And then when you get down to the sort of 786, well, it's pretty much all nearly retraced, and of course full retracement being back to the start. So so that's that. So it's at the point, it looks like it's closed on the 0.5 with a very bearish candle, no two ways about it. That's bearish. It's bear. It's very bearish. All right, so I'm going to switch over to Bybit to have a look at the daily. And you can see with just shy of 3 hours to go for the close of this daily candle here, it's just a bit lower than where CME closed its weekly. So we'll see what happens over the weekend. Now, to put a bit more flesh on the bones, as of yesterday's closure, and with 3 hours left, unless something dramatic happens, as of this closure, I can categorically say that what was an uptrend is now no longer an uptrend. I wouldn't call it a downtrend yet either, because that's pretty much one move down on a daily time frame. You'll see it's different on a 4 hour. But on a daily time frame, it hasn't really bounced. So remember, for a trend to be described as a trend, bear with me, it needs to display the key ingredients of a trend, which for an uptrend, those, and for a downtrend, are lower highs and lower lows. Well, that to me is just one move down. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bounce at some point. I also wouldn't be surprised if it gets rejected probably around 57.5, and then we'll see what happens. Just look at these drawings of a child. Who put those on there? Must have been a complete moron. Anyway, hey, I retraced a bit too far there. So yeah, very clearly the uptrend is now dissolved. and that fits in with the momentum shift that happened a few days ago. And I'll just get the MACD up to show you all. So there it is, magically appeared, and you can see the MACD crossed the zero line here, here, but I was also waiting for confirmation of a change of trend for basically price to close below this low here, which it pretty much did yesterday, but certainly has done today, and momentum going on to the downside, and it'll keep going to the downside unless Bitcoin does something pretty serious, although that will change in about 2.5 hours when it'll get updated for the next daily closure. So yeah, looks like more downside on the daily time frame. Let's have a look at the 4 hour before I leave you all in peace to enjoy your weekend. And you can see, yeah, so you can see a sequence of highs and lows on the 4 hour, very kind of similar in a way to this price action. In fact, this is probably going to turn into a big hump. But remember what Gans said: never ignore a double bottom. If this does get down to 49k again, I wonder if that might be a double bottom. But we'll see. That's trying to predict the future, which is a bit silly in my opinion. Anyway, you can see, the trend and momentum to the downside, and they will remain pointed to the downside as well, while the MACD is closing 4 hour candles below. What should we round that up to? Basically 55,000. So fair bit of work to do, even on a 4 hour time frame, for Bitcoin to get back up to there. And 55k is, so it's this low here. So that would be a resistance area on a 4 hour time frame. So I might just stick a cheeky little line in. Let's just stick a cheeky little line in here. Just for the weekend. We'll see what happens if that provides 4 hour resistance. I do wonder if my big blue box of optimism is going to come into play over the next, say, week or so. We shall see. I feel that if Bitcoin's going to get some support and continue this bull run in a meaningful way, this is where it has to happen. I mean, hopefully it would happen before then, but this is where it has to happen. Because things would look a lot more different then. It wouldn't be curtains, I don't think, but it'd start to look like a much bigger consolidation period. And probably significant time to even get back up to all-time highs, rather than continuation on the crazy upside that has occurred to date. So I think the obvious target for further downside really is somewhere around, I don't know if this will happen over the weekend. I mean, maybe Bitcoin will come down to about sort of 52.5 over the weekend. I don't know. I'd be surprised if it breaks 50 over the weekend, but we'll see. And there we are. I'm going to leave it at that. If you enjoy this video, then I do it every day. So like and subscribe, and come join me tomorrow. Share with your friends. Oh, and I got a little surprise for you tomorrow. It's a little surprise. Break from the norm. I'm going to show you how to create your own trading strategies, like what I did today, and it only took me about half an hour, using AI for Tesla, because I own some Tesla, and I'll talk about it tomorrow. But as you can see, that's a fairly profitable strategy. And I'll explain all this gubbins tomorrow in a bit of a special video on Simon's Trading Channel. All right, take care. See you tomorrow. Enjoy your Friday evening, whatever's left of it. And goodbye.